What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. The Red Sox officially have a winning record. They beat the Los Angeles Angels in a 4-game series, 3-1, officially moved to 30-28 on the year. But that's not what I want to focus on today. What I want to focus on today is just simply how bizarre this series with the Angels was. I don't know if it's the West Coast thing or what, but there always seems to be one of these series where it just ends up being the strangest series of the entire year. Obviously, it's great that the Red Sox are winning, and we'll talk about that too. But in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to go over everything that happened in this Angels series. We're going to talk about the good, we're going to talk about the bad, and we're going to just talk about the downright strange. But before I get into that, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're only about 200 or 300 subscribers away from 1,500 subscribers, so don't be afraid to hit that button. Help us get there by the end of the month. Also, make sure you guys are hitting the like button on these videos as well. If you're newly subscribed or currently subscribed, it is the best way to help this video out, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. I think the best way to do this is go game by game. So we're going to start with game 1. And our pitching staff in general this month and the last month have been absolutely insane. This game was no exception. Michael Wacha goes out there and he decides, hey, I want to keep the ball rolling. I'm going to throw a 3-hit complete game against the most talented and the best player in all of baseball. Michael Wacha might genuinely be our best pitcher on this team right now, and it might not even be close, to be honest with you. He's got an ERA under 2 right now, 1.99, and he's got an ERA plus, which measures how he compares to other players in the league, of 210. That is 110 points higher than the league average. That's insane. Michael Wacha is pitching out of his mind right now, and it's honestly a good thing that he did, because there was only 1 run scored in the entire game, and it was by the Red Sox off of a Christian Vasquez single in the second inning. And I know we should expect the Red Sox to score more than 1 run every single game, and it is definitely bizarre when the Red Sox offense falls asleep, especially against a pitcher like the guy that they faced in this first game. But this is kind of a good thing, to be honest with you. In the beginning of the year, the Red Sox were losing so many games where it would be 1-0 going into the 9th and they'd blow it, or it'd be 0-0 going into the 8th and they'd blow it. Winning 1-run ball games is just as important as winning 7-0 ball games, so to me, this is a really great sign. Game 2 was definitely the most strange game in this entire series. You had Garrett Whitlock start it, who I'm genuinely concerned about. I don't know if his translation between a bullpen arm and a starting pitcher is going as smooth as anyone expected, and I can only imagine it's not going as smooth as the front office or Alex Cora, whoever decided that this was going to be his role, it was going to go. He only went 4 innings and allowed 4 runs, but he did strike out 5, so I guess that's good, because last outing he struck out nobody. But that really wasn't the strange part of this game. It was concerning, yes, but not the strangest. The strangest part of this game was how runs were scored by both teams. You had a home run by Mike Trout in this game, but other than that, a lot of the runs were scored on fielder choices, on errors, on little bloopers that sneaked through the infield, on singles that hit off the starting pitcher's ankles. It was a very strange, this was bizarre. Errors that were coming about weren't just regular errors. You had Bob, who was going to throw to second base, and it just simply slipped right through him. Guys were missing throws to second. It was a strange game offensively, but the Red Sox end up pulling it out 6-5. We have to shout out the bullpen in this game for sure, specifically Houck and Strahm. Houck comes into a tie game in the 8th inning, and he doesn't let up a single run, only walks 1 batter and strikes out 3. So he pitched the 8th and the 9th, and then in the extra innings, Matt Strahm came in with a runner on second base and a 1-run lead and did not allow a single run. In fact, he struck out 2 and the game was over. In game 3, we had another really close game with another great pitching performance by Nate Eovaldi. I honestly thought he was going to throw a complete game in this game. I think it was just too many pitches. Plus, he was talking about how his velo was down because of some hip soreness, so I'm sure they didn't want to push him a whole lot, but he went 5 innings, struck out 5, and allowed no runs. The bullpen was truly the star of the show here. You had Diekman, you had Danish, you had Schreiber, who came in relief of Nate Eovaldi, and who didn't let up a single run. And more importantly, they only let up one singular hit in those innings, which is wildly impressive. They each had a couple of strikeouts. So the bullpen doing what the bullpen does when they do it well is really, really cool to watch, especially against teams like this. Like, you've got Jared Walsh, you got Tyler Ward, you got these guys who definitely can mash baseballs that aren't named Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. So to shut these guys down fully after they came into Fenway Park and absolutely belittled you in the bullpen, especially in those late innings, it's really cool to see. But we need to focus on Matt Strahm, who came into the ninth yet again and shut the door yet again on the Angels. And we've been saying it for a while. I've been saying it for a while. You guys have been saying it for a while in the comments. Make Matt Strahm the closer. He proved in this series that he can go into ninth innings and get the outs, and get the outs super effectively. Imagine if Matt Strahm were to emerge as not even a dominant closer, but a capable closer. That would be fantastic for this Red Sox team going forward. The bizarre part of this game, though, was the fact that the Red Sox offense remained really, really quiet. They only won 1-0 off of a double by Bobby Dahlbeck. And finally, the finale. We're not going to get super deep into this one because the Red Sox didn't end up winning it. But Shohei Ohtani shoved. Nick Pivetta also shoved, but Nick Pivetta got really, really screwed on the stat line because he let up a 2-run home run to Shohei Ohtani. That's definitely earned. But then he exits the game with 2 runners on and 2 outs, and Sawamura takes over, who immediately gives up a home run to Andrew Velasquez, a guy hitting under 200 with only 2 home runs on the year, and Nick Pivetta is charged for the other 2 runs. That's absolutely absurd in my mind. Those runs should 100% go to Sawamura, who, in my opinion right now, is the least reliable pitcher in that bullpen. I would rather have Ryan Brazier out there. You call me crazy, call me whatever, but it seems like every single time Sawamura is out there, it's either he's walking a bunch of guys or he's letting up a bunch of runs that technically aren't earned, but they're earned runs, if that makes sense. I do not like Sawamura in this bullpen right now. It was just, I mean, that's just a bizarre stat line for in my opinion, to allow Nick Pivetta to take on the 4 runs when Sawamura was the one who gave up the home run. Just weird to me. Anyways, the offense once again was fairly quiet. You had Bob, who had a sacrifice fly, and shout out to Bob, who's kind of stepped it up a little bit, especially when these other guys like Xander and Story and all those guys were out of the lineup today. He ended up with the sac fly. Alex Verdugo had a great series as well. He got the other RBI on a single, and again, another guy who's really stepped it up when, you know, you've got guys on the IL and you've got guys who are injured. So it's really great to see that other guys picking up the line for the guys that are injured or sore or whatever. All in all, this was just a strange series all around. I was never expecting to sweep the Angels, but be the team that gets their manager fired, to be the team that gives them their longest losing streak in their entire franchise history was not something I was expecting. And again, more strange stuff that happened in this series. The manager's fired. The Angels have the longest losing streak of all time. They played Nickelback for every single one of their walk-up songs for one game in this series. Just strange, but the Red Sox continue to win. They are chugging along right now, and all they need to do is just keep winning series. You're going into Seattle, who, like I said in my last video, while they are having a hard time this year putting runs across the board, they just beat the Houston Astros, and they're definitely still a force to be reckoned with, so you got to be careful. And we're pretty beat up right now between Xander, Trevor Story, Kike, Nate Eovaldi, Whitlock possibly getting injured in the last game, so we're not at full capacity right now. We've got a couple of guys coming up from the minors and stuff like that I'll make videos on later, but this Mariners series will definitely be interesting. I'm just excited for the Red Sox to get home, get a rest day, and get back to it. Let me know what your thoughts in the comment section down below are on this Angels series. What did you think of it? Do you think it was as bizarre as I did? Am I overreacting? Let me know what your thoughts are on the Red Sox right now. Where do you think they're at? How do you think they're going to do against the Seattle Mariners team? Let me know all your thoughts in general on the Red Sox right now down below. As always, if you made it to the end of these videos, do me a favor, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit it already and you made it to the end of this video, I make Red Sox content almost every single day, so clearly you enjoy it, you might as well hit the button. Also, make sure you guys are hitting the like button on these videos as well, as it is the best way to help out this channel, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.